which was basically a studio party inspired kind of by the Beatles.
This episode is being supported by Tape It. If you currently use voice notes to record your ideas, you should try Tape It instead.
I mean, yeah, it is a journey in itself, but kind of the reason I picked it out to talk about today is a little bit similarly to Breath of Light. There's just like even more early versions of this song, because it was a really cool idea that started with me and my sort of friend, collaborator, sometimes bandmate, Will Bishop, who is like an incredible producer and just all-round creative human being, really. And this song is a journey from, I believe, to the sort of back end of 2018, where we started this sort of electronic dancey idea, and the gradual story of it kind of becoming Mezzanine. Because when it started out, it wasn't called Mezzanine. I don't actually... it was called like Mellow. I couldn't really find the original thing, but I got a kind of version of it. But the original thing was called like Mellow X Factor. I can't even find it on here. It's called like Mellow X Factor Blur / Pulp idea, or something like ridiculous like that. I have no idea why any of those words were used, because it doesn't sound like any of those things. But me and Will, every time we come up with an idea, it always has a very strange name. We have created such hits as When Doves Cry Couscous. I'm trying to think of more weird names for things, but it always has a very strange name, and it tends to be a really long dance idea, which is where this comes in. So maybe I'll play you the original Mezzanine.
What are those voices in the background there?
It's just like some kind of American preacher that I just threw over the top of it. He's saying a lot of random things that I thought was quite cool at the time. It's from the 70s maybe? And then we have yeah, this is really the inception of Mezzanine, the first idea of what would become Mezzanine.
If you, like so many of our guests, use voice notes to capture your ideas, you will love Tape It. It's the iPhone recording app designed specifically for musicians and songwriters. With Tape It, you can record straight from your lock screen, set markers, add notes, and even include photos of settings. Plus, there's cloud sync, you can import your old voice notes, and to stay on top of it all, Tape It has great labeling features like automatic instrument detection. And all of the above is free. If you currently use voice notes, switching to Tape It is a no-brainer. And there's more. If you upgrade to Tape It Pro, it uses 2 microphones on your iPhone along with gentler dynamic compression to give a much more natural sound than any of the usual apps. And we have a huge offer for you. 50% off Tape It Pro if you upgrade now. Just go to the app and select Tape Notes in the onboarding process, or click the link in the description below.
Another stage to the process of making this album was right at the end of it, we went to a studio in LA called 64 Sound. And we held The Happening, which was basically a studio party inspired kind of by the Beatles, where we had all the tracks in like a pretty good form, and we invited loads of musician friends to the studio to like just play all the songs out, and we had sort of all the instruments in the studio armed that we wanted, drums, you know, guitar, bass, different keyboards and things, and even mics, people doing vocals and things, just letting people just play it over the top of the tracks and seeing what came out of it. So you just hear the drums here, which is, I think, is my friend Jason Burzel. I think those drums are him, and you do actually definitely hear him playing at the end here with, I think, Eli Smart on the bass. So this is just another interesting thing that kind of happens after the song. But this is just them jamming over the top of the song, but it became a nice outro.
Yeah. Interesting approach that you might share tracks with other people just to see what they would do, and inviting people in. Look, play along to these songs.
Well, part of the ethos of the whole project was that we could do that, and all we needed to do was really get perspective at the end of it, and just think about what was necessary. Like with The Happening, there was loads of stuff that could have been on, but there's only really a handful of bits that we actually picked out to be on it, and kind of even that just makes the whole thing worthwhile. Like you don't have to use everything that you get or that you make, and the whole thing really is about, like, when I'm listening to this as a final track, what is the elements that just gets the point across.